Yes, people, we are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please. People, is Mazraoui a good signing for Manchester United? It seems that deal is very, very close. Manchester United have agreed personal terms with Mazraoui. Manchester United have also agreed terms with Bayern Munich, according to reports. With more Manchester United news, reports of another bid from Galatasaray for Scott McTominay, so we'll be discussing that as well. I also seen an Agate loan deal, potential loan deal, which took me by surprise as well. Yoro's injury, we can discuss that. Hoyland's injury, we can discuss that, plus more. So like I said, get your questions in. Big up everyone that is locked in. Please make sure, though, you run up the likes. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live. Hit the like button on the video. Share across all the socials at That's Me Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV, at That's Me Flawless, people. And just as important, roll to 13,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button on the channel and hit the notification bell as well. Big up to gaming. I see you already. I'm not sure if I'm doing clubs tonight, but probably I'll let you know. Big up Warrior J. Big up Nephew in the chat as well. Das Gaming says United going in for fucking De Jong again. Really? Are we? Okay, news to me. I didn't know that. See that? You learned something new. Big up to King. Every single time says big up Flawless and the rest of the panel. Shout out to Sanj. Big up my Don Sheik. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV as well. Big up Mohammed. Says, oh, what the fuck is that intro being so long since I was here this early to the stream? Big up to the never resting, forever hustling Flawless. That's fire. Never resting, forever hustling. I might have to take that, but I'll quote you, Mohammed. That is fire. Big up to Kaneki in the cut as well. Big up Omar B. And the rest of the gang will be joining, but I got my Don all the way. I don't even know if he's on the West Coast, but you know he is the West Coast wherever he goes anyway. You know what I'm saying? So he is on the West Coast. My like Eddie is in the building. Yes, Eddie, what are you saying, family?
Yeah, man, I got my red on. I thought I was Kendrick today. You feel me? I thought I was Kendrick at the pop out, so it's only right, you know.
Got pop out,
man. I'm good. Everything's solid. I'm still in Kenya though.
Love that.
I'll be back on the West Coast. I think September. Okay, so you know, it's a whole bunch of shit going on over there. I think they need me back. You feel me? A whole bunch of shit going on. They need me back, man. The real Captain America is returning. Fuck Anthony Mackie, you dig? I'm the real Captain America in this home.
Are you there?
I'm here to save everybody.
You know what I'm saying? You in the red. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the American colors, just straight red. Straight red. Well, big up everyone tapped in, man. I see all of you lot as well. Kaneki, speaking of the actual title, he says,
my dog
should have gone for Bowie, but Mazraoui is an upgrade because I wanted him at United when he was leaving Ajax for free. I would have preferred Sasha Bowie. I've only seen him play a few times. That is definitely a shot, 100%. I believe is he in Turkey? He's at Galatasaray, right?
Yeah,
you could have easily done a swap deal.
Galatasaray.
Yes, we could have easily done a swap deal if they really want Scott McTominay, and we could have just said, all right, here's 10 million and Scott McTominay, and I got Sasha Bowie. I would have took Sasha Bowie, 110%. I hear that with Mazraoui. But Eddie, we'll go to you first. Mazraoui seems that the deal is close for, so he's at Bayern now. Oh, I stand corrected. Big up, Sanj. But yeah, Mazraoui, thoughts on the potential deal?
He's not Wan-Bissaka. It's an upgrade. It's that simple. People, you can have your sentimental value for the brother, for Booker T, but let's just understand something. For how we were trying to grow in the style of play, Wan-Bissaka could not be a part of it. It's that simple, people. At least with this one, I think Delo has solidified himself as the starting right back. I think that's what this lends itself to. And to have this brother as a backup, it's not a bad choice. It's really not a bad choice for me. Put him in the Europa League, find ways to get him in there. It's not that bad of a choice for me, especially if this is like, again, I'm one of the only ones who believes in Delo's ability as a fullback. Yes. Not that I'm the only one. I think I'm one of the only people who has him in high regard for what he does for our team. I'm a very big fan of his. I think last season he took a step forward. And so I'm anxious to see what he does this season. Because again, I'm a big fan. So he's a try hard with some tech. You dig?
Yeah.
Like perfect role, I think, for what we need. Now, were there other right back? Like if you like shit, who else was out there on the market really at right back that's a game changer?
That was the thing, is that was the tough part, because even when I got asked about it, I was like, there is no right backs that stand out. So I would have preferred them to go and try and get an up and coming right back who had a good season and potential. So say for instance, like the same way we signed Euro, like a right back like that, who maybe only a couple seasons, maybe only a couple seasons in, and it's more potential, but it's like the potential, you look at him and go, yeah, that's high, rather than a MAZRAOI. Because people was like, I need to check, because people have mentioned a few times about his injury record and saying his injury record isn't the best. I'm actually gonna have a look, but go on.
I respect that. I respect that point of view, because I think that's fairly reasonable. I don't think you're wrong in saying that. I think a big thing that factored in to him coming was his familiarity with Onana and Ten Hag. And again, this is beautiful because it's another reason for Ten Hag to have nowhere to hide. We are getting players that you are used to. You have no more excuses. We're building the depth up.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative effort, so do your part. And again, I just think that this isn't the end. He's one of a couple more signings that I think will complete. And honestly, it's gonna sound crazy, but I'm really not that invested in what the incomings are looking like. I'm more interested in the outgoings. That's what makes me proactive. That's what gives me joy. Like seeing somebody like Anthony being talked about. So Scott McTominay, Lindelof, Maguire's out here doing his fucking PR campaign to save his spot. He's lucky as hell. We just paid him so much money, nobody else wants to pay for it. That's all it is. Nobody wants to deal with his wages. That's why he's still here. But when that contract runs out, buddy, arrivederci.
It's a wrap. Show's over.
Yeah, the MAZRAOI, like, he's solid. I mean, he's nothing special. I think again, his touch is better than Wan-Bissaka's. He can play a pass. Like I think for the job that they want him to do, he'll be all right.
Yeah, Fez. I think I look at it as you mentioned it right at the start, not Wan-Bissaka. So he's definitely without doubt an upgrade on Wan-Bissaka. And I'm not against the signing. I just look at it very much as underwhelming, because you mentioned Dalot, and Dalot someone I'm a fan of. I do like Dalot. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been critical of him in the past, critical of him at times last season, I think Dalot as a squad player is the perfect fit. I think Dalot is the type of player you need in the squad, because on ultimate professional, Dalot, on and off the pitch. You mentioned there, try hard. Like, he's never once have I watched Dalot play for Manchester United and go, oh, he's not putting in the effort. He's not trying. He's not applying himself. He's not trying to defend. He's not trying to attack. He don't shirk challenges. You need that around. He can play right back. He can play left back. Has the physical attributes as well, in particular in the Premier League, which is needed, and especially playing at fullback as well. Also technically decent. Can use both feet, but nothing special. And that's how I kind of look like at MAZRAOI, because Wan-Bissaka is a cone when we're in possession. MAZRAOI is not that. So he is an improvement in that area. I just look at it just underwhelming. That's how I look at it. I would have rather we went and had got a Euro type right back if we're going to go that route. Or a certified right back. I'm looking here because people mentioned his injuries, and I'm looking here and it isn't the best. And it's a lot of muscle injuries as well. So it's not like, which is a bad time, because he missed here. I know this is combined with, I'm looking at 23-24. He missed that. Some of this is international. I'm looking at games missed. So that's 2, 3, 13, 14. Jesus. So he missed 19 games last season. That's 23-24. Even 22-23 season, he missed a lot of games as well. Less, but he missed games, which is a concern, like I said, and it's muscular injuries as well. So with MAZRAOI, I just look at it just underwhelming, especially off the back of the other two signings. Like, I would have preferred we went and got a Xerxes type at right back. Someone, again, who's the potential is there. They may not have fully delivered in regards to playing first team football, but there is some. Whereas Mazraoui, just look at it and go, but I ain't getting rid of him for a reason. Like, it's just really underwhelming. That's what I'd say. Underwhelming. Like, again, solid signing, and that's where that's it. Obviously, price point is important as well, because I believe he'll be cheap. But go on, Eddie. Go on.
No, go ahead. Keep going. My fault.
Yeah. Like, that's just how I look at it. Just extremely just. All right, we're signing Mazraoui. It's just flat. You know what I'm saying? The signing does not move me in any type of way, because I'd rather we go, like I keep saying, one of two ways. Either it's a certified signing who's, we've just signed such and such quality, or it's the Euro signing where it's potential. Where you're coming off a good season, though. This is what I keep talking about. I mention this all the time with Manchester United signings. Signing people on the up, signing people who are high on confidence, signing people who you look at and go, their confidence is through the roof. Like, we're signing Euro off a good season. Real Madrid were in for him for a reason. We're signing Xerxes off 2 good seasons, where it's like, he's been one of their better players type of thing. Whereas Mazraoui is more of, again, resurrection. Always remontada FCs, man. And I'm tired of it. That's why even with De Ligt, I looked at him the same, where it's like, he has more accomplishments and is at a higher level than Mazraoui, but more so it's like, what can we do for De Ligt more than so what can De Ligt do for us? The Euro signing is a prime example. Even though he's 18, no one spoke about what can Manchester United do for him. The whole conversation with Euro from when we signed him up until now is, how good can he be? How much money can we get for him if Real Madrid come in for him in 5-6 years, if he's as good as we say he is? That's been the whole conversation. Hey, what can Euro do for Manchester United? What can Xerxes do for Manchester United? Whereas with De Ligt, with Mazraoui, it's the flip side. Mason Mount was like that. Said this the whole time. The whole conversation surrounding him, 90% of it was, can Manchester United get him back to his best? Hold up a minute. So we paying 60 million for an asset, and the conversation is, what can we do to get him back to his best? Hey, how about what you can do for us? Same way if we were to sign Ivan Toney, it wouldn't be, what can Manchester United do for Ivan Toney? It would be, what can Ivan Toney do for Manchester United? How many goals could he score for us? Could he improve a Rashford? Could he improve a Garnacho? Could he improve a Sancho, a Diallo? Could Xerxes learn from him? That's how I look at it. But that's just, again, Mazraoui, I just really just underwhelming, but I hope to be wrong. And we'll get onto the excuses thing that you mentioned already. Well, I'll bring in the young G. Been a minute since he's been on the show, and like Nero is in the cut. Yes, G, what are you telling me, man? You
good? Yeah, man. Youngest in charge in this zone. What up, though?
Bro. What are you saying, fam? You good?
No, long time, man. Big up the chat and everything, man. Big up the soul.
Yeah, big up, man.
What's up?
Is my audio calm?
Yeah, audio.
Yeah, you straight, bro. You straight.
We can hear you.
Yeah, man. Good to be back on here, man. Good to be back.
You know, it's good to have you back, man. It's good to have you back. And speaking of that, I was just talking about Eddie mentioned it. Mazraoui, man. What's your thoughts on him potentially coming in there?
You know what it is with him. I like the profile. I do like the profile, because if we're getting rid of Wan-Bissaka, you bring in a player like Mazraoui, quite tall, good on the ball. Technically, he's gonna boost the levels. Like, it may not be the signing that we all want to see in it. Like, it may not be a Frimpong, like the big names, but with Mazraoui, like, he's got the tech, man. Like, he can do the job that we need him to do. He's not gonna start. I don't think he will start, but if Luke Shaw's injured, we move Dalot left back, Mazraoui comes in right back. And technically, if we want to play out from the back, he can do that. I can rely on him on the ball. Like, Wan-Bissaka is just one of those guys where he's an insurance right back. Like, you need him if we play in a big game against sort of like City or something. I want him to man mark this guy, like their left winger. If we play Real Madrid, you're Wan-Bissaka, that's your thing. But how many of those games are we gonna play a year? So it's like,
facts.
He's not needed. So yeah, I'm with the Mazraoui thing. It's not the greatest, but he can play. Trust me, he can play, and it's a good price as well.
Yeah, it's what's the price? What is the price point actually? I actually don't know the full price point. What are they saying? I know it isn't expensive. That's not too bad still. 10 to 15 isn't too bad. That isn't too shabby, to be honest. I will say that much. It is not too.
And I think
shabby. Go on.
Where's my TV?
Yeah, I think the Bissaka transfer is pretty much going to cover it all.
Yes, it will do.
That's what I think is going to happen. So, yeah, I mean, people like again, we saw the brother do his thing against Doku, Mitoma, all these isolated incidences where you see his defensive prowess, but at the other end, like, yo, he had some fucking stinkers, dog. I've never seen a brother get beat at the back post more than this one. And you play right back. Now, a bit of that is coaching, but that's always been his issue. You feel me? That's always been his issue. And then I'm seeing, you know, these I want to be, politically correct. I guess it's how I feel about them. These cave dwellers. Dig what I'm talking about? These cave dwellers talking about how great Wan-Bissaka is and how we're gonna miss him and all of this shit. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't switch up on us now. You was part of the congregation killing this brother every time he touched the pitch. Now you want to talk about him like he's fucking Neville and shit. Relax. Take that shit somewhere else, man. I'm not having it. And so West Ham is his level. Shout out to Moyes. Do your thing with him, bro. And it honestly, it fits him. It fits him. He's not gonna play expensive.
It's Lopetegui, fam. It's not Moyes.
I was gonna say, Moyes is not even there.
Same shit, different action. Both gonna sit behind the ball and just watch it go from sideline to sideline. You feel me? Like, bro, he gonna be straight. Lopetegui's not gonna ask too much of him. But shout out to Moyes though. You deserve better. You deserve better from West Ham.
It's that low block football, bro. That's Wan-Bissaka. That low block football. You don't need him to go past the halfway line, bro. That's his bag, innit? Like, that's his bag. Not this. If we want to play, we can't be having him, bro. I like Wan-Bissaka,
But if we actually want to play football, we just can't play him. We just can't do it.
We can't play him, man.
And that's legit. Hey, but big up everyone that's tapped in. Over 40 of you lot locked in. We're at 36 likes. Let's get up to 40 likes as well. And Z, I know you've not been here because you said flawless. Have you been excited about any signing? Not saying I haven't, but just asking. Yeah, I literally just spoke about Xerxes and Euro. And they're two signings I like. Like, they're two signings I look at and I go, and you mentioned it about signings, but all signings are a risk. But I look at them and I go, the conversation, I hate this whole resurrection thing. As soon as, whenever we go in for a player, if I hear doubts already, so whether it's about the player's ability, whether it's the player's potential, whether he's already better than what we have in that area, or his injury record, that's already alarm bells for me. The fact that he gets mentioned and people say, oh, his injury record, I'm like, I just don't think he's anything special. I say it again, I either look for players who are at a high level already or players whose ceiling is there. So I look at a Xerxes, I look at a Euro, and I look at their ceilings and go, oh, you have good potential to get better. And you're coming off good seasons. Your confidence is high. Whereas Mazraoui is hit and miss. To me, it's not a needle mover like Jez mentioned it in the chat, and we were speaking about this yesterday. Is he better than Delo? In my opinion, from what I see, no. And I don't think Delo's good enough. And that's the start when I say that. There should be better. It should be without doubt better than Delo. We sign Euro. No doubt about it, he starts. That's what it should be. We need first teamers. We don't need squad players. And is he better than Wan-Bissaka? Absolutely. But that's not tough. Because the level of our players is low. Getting better than what we have in the starting lineup isn't hard. So even let's say he is, for argument's sake, Mazraoui is better than Delo. It's slightly. We need significant improvements. Otherwise, we're just going to be in the same situation. So he don't start. But Nero mentioned it in regards to, let's say the left back does get injured. Delo can play left back and Mazraoui can play right back. Cool. I'd be cool with Mazraoui if we had a first choice right back who was of a high level and then he was back up. I go, all right, it makes sense because of the price. I just think we need a needle mover in that area. If any over the top teams in the league was going for a right back, would they sign Mazraoui? No. If City was looking for a right back right now, would they go get Mazraoui? Would Liverpool? Which forget Chelsea or not. Use City. Use
no,
Arsenal as an example.
Chelsea got to be 17 to meet the
yeah. That's why I said forget Chelsea.
That's
Arsenal.
if Arsenal,
let's say hypothetically, Arsenal were to lose Ben White and Timber for whatever reason, would they go and sign Mazraoui? No. He ain't going to sign Mazraoui as first. He might sign him as a backup, but he ain't going to sign Mazraoui. They're going to get, like I said, someone of a certain level or somebody who has everyone goes, hey, you have very, very good potential. I'm just saying we should have went that route. That's all. But that's just
because again, it fits what we've been going after. Like, even when you look at Brathwaite, like his age profile, Euro, Xerxes, like those fit a certain profile of player where the promise is there, but at the same time, they've shown you they can do it at some high of a level. Like Xerxes, I guess, was one of the young player of the year in Syria, and then Euro was team of the season in the French league. So, you know, it's a certain type of profile they're going after. I think for me, again, it's like, I'm gonna be real. It's not one. It's Wan-Bissaka gone. Like that's what gives me the energy, the excitement. It's Wan-Bissaka is gone. You know?
I get
like
you.
That's all it comes down to for me.
He's an IC3 in it, so like we gotta support extra. Like obviously, you know what I mean. But
that's one more person for Lissandro to look at sideways.
Bro, but listen, I need all my IC3s to be happy still.
But of course, man. Of course. But, you already know.
Like,
go on, fam.
Wan-Bissaka, just take the move, innit?
We got on 9. Yeah, he'll make the move. Go on,
he'll get it.
Bro, it's London. Like, go back to London. You know, just do your thing, man. Do your thing. It's not even like it's a big downgrade because West Ham, they played they're not in Europe now, but 2-3 years they'll get back into Europe. So it's not that big of a step down. It's not like they're asking you to go back to Palace. Even though Palace are doing well, we still don't know if they're gonna do well. And that they saw the Lise, Eze may be going. So it's not like we're asking you to go to one rub team. Like West Ham still got pedigree. There's still players there. So just do your thing, free up the funds. You know what I mean? We go sign on Mazraoui, get it over and done with, man.
Yeah, I hear that. And Taziu says, bro, Bayern fans literally don't want the guy to leave. I pay no attention to fans. Manchester United fans don't want Scott McTominay to leave. So does that mean he's a quality player? Does that mean we should keep him? I've seen Manchester United fans. I watched Manchester United fans last season cry about Zidane Iqbal. Oh, yeah, you lot forgot about him. You know what I'm saying? Is everyone done crying about him over 2 days? Are we just going to forget that happened? Huh? Are we just going to forget that happened? I have a bad memory, but when it comes to this type of shit, I have a very good memory. Because I'm sat here all day remembering this type of stuff. True. I remember those conversations.
I was there them times.
You was there. You know.
Bro, exactly. I was there, yeah.
You was there. People cry. I couldn't believe my eyes. See people genuinely crying over a player they've never watched play 90 minutes. And he disappeared and you man forgot about him.
Yeah. Pre-season tax. That's what it is,
yeah?
bro. That's what
I ain't heard nobody mention him since he's left. I don't even know how he's done. I know he got injured where he left. And I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm just saying I don't know. But to using fans as part of the argument is terrible. Because I've seen our fans cry Zidane Iqbal, Scott McTominay, Dan James. The list goes on. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, like you mentioned, Z, in the chat and others. People are crying about Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaving, who is a cone when we are in possession of the ball.
Facts.
I've said this before. I say this again. With a large section of our fan base, once they put on the Manchester United shirt, people love him. Once it's stamped with the Manchester United badge, you lot can see the badges on the screen, people love him. And it's the same with Mazraoui. People saying he's a top right back. So how come I didn't see none of you lot talking about going to sign him in the summer?
No, but
we needed a right back for Young. So yeah, go on.
Bro, there's still guys making excuses for Mason Mount, bro. There's still guys out here. Listen, so we can't listen to what people are saying because we know people are never ever balanced. Like Mason Mount, the fact I don't even want to chat about Mason Mount in it because that's for another day. But like, bro, That's just what it is, man. That's what it is.
That's it. Facts. And to big up to Justice, who says Euro's a starter. What about Martinez and Harry? Chalobah comes in. What about him? Euro is definitely a starter. I don't know.
Hey, Jester, big up to you. I know you on that foolishness right now.
Euro's a starter. Man. Martinez plays left side, centre back. Harry Maguire's rubbish. And if Chalobah comes in, he'd be backup. He's the Kambawala replacement. And I like Chalobah. If we get Trevor Chalobah at the right price,
all Harry needs to do is keep his golf clubs next to his locker. He'll have more action with them golf clubs than he will on that pitch. You feel me? That's what he needs to do. That's what he needs to do. And Uncle Jesters, he's 18. Hell, he's too old for Chelsea. So just leave him alone. All right?
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
How old is Chalobah? Does anyone know?
Oh, Chalobah is 23, I think. How old is Chalobah?
How old is Mazraoui?
Can't be too old, man. I think he's
probably the same age, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
Yeah, it is. And to see who says Flawless literally wants Casemiro to stay, by the way. I washed up Casemiro, but against taking Mazraoui. Big up Flawless, though, my guy. Yeah, because Mazraoui is better than Casemiro.
He forgot his case mob over here. You don't disrespect Casemiro on this side.
Nah. But the thing is, he's been here the whole time and never mentioned Mazraoui until we went in for him. But now Mazraoui is a great right back. But the whole time we've been talking, Z never mentioned right. This is the thing is, man, people just be out here just lying straight up. Man never mentioned Mazraoui the entire time we've been talking about right backs, because right back's been a spot we've been talking about for time in most of Z's never mentioned Mazraoui. We go in for Mazraoui. Now Mazraoui a great right back and we should sign him. Okay, Z, sure. All right.
And
you know
what's cold?
Yeah,
you know what's cold? This is the coldest thing about this fandom, right? Not just him, but fandom in general.
Yeah.
I say this shit all the time. You have higher standards for players that aren't on your team than you do for players that are. It's the coldest thing. You'll be so quick to call another player trash on another team, but let you watch your brother for 24 games, you still out here saying, let's give him a chance.
Yes. A big up pressure from Malaysia. Big up. And he said, bro, Casemiro in 2024, let it go, brother, please. I killed his dead because when I was on back again, was it 2-3 weeks ago? Probably a month ago, Troops was going through the United squad, and he asked me about Casemiro, and I said if we get a good offer, I'd let him go.
Yeah, I mean,
we need Saudi to come in.
Let that sink in what I just said. But again, Z just running with stuff he don't know.
You get 50. You get 50 for Casemiro.
Yeah. I'll take a good offer for him. I've said this. Would I prefer him to stay? Yes, but if we get a good offer for him, I'd let him go. And Troops is like, what, really? Yeah. I said, yeah, I can't defend his bad season. But again, people
listen now.
Listen now. But we move.
His bad season is different from other people's bad season, in my opinion. I cannot let Ten Hag get away with his criminality. I just can't do it. You might say it's an agenda, but look at the way we set up. You left him on an island. You thought Castaway was bad. Casemiro Island was worse. You had the brother playing center back some games, then DM, then you drop him for the final. Hey, man, I don't like it, but I will say this. Ugarte probably has more respect for Casemiro than you people do in the chat. And y'all out here talking crazy. Let that sink in.
To Steve, who says, Flawless, I thought you said you pay attention to rival fans. Yeah, I do, more so with players I don't know. When there's players I know, I tend to lean towards what I've watched. Mazraoui, I've not watched week in, week out, but I've watched him enough to base it. Now with others, I pay more attention. So like a Euro, a Xerxes, I use those two because they're two players we signed. I lean more towards what rival fans are saying. Well, no one gonna convince me that Mazraoui is a great signing because Steve, you're here on a daily basis. Eddie's here on a daily basis. Nero's here on a daily basis, whether it's on the show or in the chat. Manchester United have been looking at right backs for however long. Nobody mentioned Mazraoui. Now we are signing Mazraoui. Now he a great signing. So how come nobody mentioned him? No one in the chat, not one show. I'll give you the past. Because we still wanted a right back last season. So let's say in the past year and a half, so the past 18 months, not one person mentioned Mazraoui as a signing for Manchester United. Now we're signing him is such a great signing. So if it's such a great signing, bear in mind he's been at Bayern Munich. So it's not even like he's been at a small club that's not been in the spotlight. It's not like he's not been at a club that we haven't spoken about. Bayern Munich just played Arsenal in the Champions League last season. So how come nobody mentioned him? Now Manchester United have gone in for him. Now he's a great side. I hate this. I hate this.
Bro, what?
It's fantastic. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad side, and he's just decent. That's it.
Wait, but Flawless, what is it? I just want to understand, though. What is it about Mazraoui that you don't like? I just want to understand.
Oh, see, yeah, that's calm. I think as a fullback, you have to excel offensively or defensively. More time offensively. Like, especially in 2024, where fullbacks are so, no matter what system you play, fullbacks are important. So no matter if the fullback overlaps, whether they invert, whether they sit in and just keep the ball moving. This is why you see speaking of Bayern Munich, this is why you see Kimmich playing at right back. And Kimmich is technically he's not a right back, even though he plays there. That's because of technically what he does. You see it with Ben White. You see what Pep does, whether he's playing a centre back there, whether it's Cancelo in years gone by, whether it's Trent at Liverpool. They're so important. Mazraoui don't excel at anything, like in regards to going forward. He's not, you know what? Mazraoui's out there. He offers us so much going forward. And that's how I look at Delo. And that's my problem. And I like Delo. I've said this. Do I think Mazraoui would be a good squad player? Yes. We need needle movers. I don't think people realize how far Manchester United are away from where we want to be. Is Mazraoui going to get us there? I don't believe so. I've said this. If Euro's as good as people have said he is, he'll help us get there. If Xerxes anywhere near the level people say he can get to, he can help us get there. Maino can help us get there. Like, that's the players that I'm looking at. And it doesn't have to be all top quality, but at least if it's not potential, just go get certified then. I look at Mazraoui and I go, all right, I would have preferred Bowie.
He's good. Yeah, he's a good player.
I watched Bowie a few times and go, all right, at least you excel, but I can see it.
He impressed me versus Galatasaray, man. When we played Galatasaray, he locked.
He was on Galatasaray, right?
Yeah. I mean, he was playing for Galatasaray. Like, obviously, he locked up Garnacho. It's not hard to do that, but I'm just saying, like, on the ball, he looked good, and he's playing at a level where I think, like, he deserves to be a Bayern. With Mazraoui, it's just like, I like what he can bring to the team, because if we get rid of Wan-Bissaka, but my thing is, if we're signing Chalobah, I don't know if we are, but Lenny Yoro can play right back, and so can Chalobah. I would rather get Chalobah, and we move on maybe Lindelof, because nowadays you can't just have players that can only play in one position. You need multiple players to play in different positions. So that's how I'm looking at it. I would prioritize on a midfielder right now, because we need a midfielder, bro. Like, we need not even a midfielders. Get rid of McTominay and bring in Ugarte if you're gonna do that. Bring in these guys. There's no point us trying to get Mazraoui. Yeah, he doesn't start for us. Does he start for us? We need players who are going to walk into the team. Add to your question. You just answered your own question. The fact that it's a debate whether he starts for us is there, and that is the problem. You don't start, bro.
I think he's
in a team that is not. It's not like we have bad boy starters and you go, you know what? Our 11 is filled with quality and is backing up the squad.
Yeah,
like Euro starts for us. Xerxes, I watched a handful of times, starts for us, in my opinion. That's where it has to be now. I still want another striker, because that's unfair on Xerxes. Euro, I don't mind as a centre-back. That's cool, especially next to a Martinez. But the fact that it's a question mark, should I say? Because people are saying in the chat he's better than Delo. All right, cool. The fact it's a question is a problem. Yeah, go on, Eddie.
I think he's a utility signing. That's how I've always seen it as. And at this point in time where we need depth, I think he check marks that box. Shout out to Tony. Let me just address my brother Tony. Let me tell you something. Man. For you to come through here talking about the Regen Maldini when the brother at best for right now is a hair model, we don't want to hear it. Go back, shake your power palms up in Philadelphia where y'all gonna get packed up by whoever you play. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough money to pay the referees like y'all did in that Arsenal game. So we're unable to get the dub. But it's okay, we move. But to the Mazraoui point, like, I'm with y'all 100% with regards to what you think of him as a player. Mm-hmm. But for me, it always comes back to what is he being used for, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's the biggest point for me. I think a player who has gone through what he's gone through with injuries is not going to be looked at as a guy who can show up every game. I just can't see it. And I think Delo was one of our players who probably played the most amount of games. Was there every time he could. Played left back and right back. And I think the fact that they're saying this brother can play both left back and right back, he's more insurance for Shaw than I would say Delo. And then I understand there are some youngsters that might get some shine in that position as well. So for me, bro, like if I wanted a needle mover, I would spend that money on the midfield first for that needle mover. I don't think currently there's a right back in the world who could transform what Manchester United will do at that position. I don't think there is. Like, I think, there's very good right backs, but they're not like world-class level talented right backs.
The thing is, I would have accepted that. Like, it's crazy, man. I mentioned him. I would have took if we were here talking about Bowie, I'd go, all right, cool. I seen enough from Bowie where I go, yeah. Like you will add, like you aren't going to transform, but you are going to be an asset to.
Because you see, he just got bought, so they're not.
Yeah. I hear you. I'm just using him, like as an example, but I get your point.
Now, Eddie, just to reinforce your point, just off the top of my head, I'm thinking when you look at just the most expensive players in the history of football, the majority of these players are attackers. You don't really spend a lot of money on a defender. Obviously, Van Dijk went for about, I think, 80 million. But that's Van Dijk. Van Dijk is, you can say, a generational player. Like, he's still going to play at a high level for a few years. So, we shouldn't be spending crazy money on a right back. We shouldn't. Mazraoui shouldn't be, I don't know how much he's costing. I think around 20 million maybe. Like, let it be that. 20 million. We can't be spending big bread on a right back. We need midfielders. I would rather us put all the money into getting better midfielders, better attackers if you're going to let someone go. Because the main problem with the team last season was there was a lack of system. Yeah, it was obviously everything, everything. But
sorry,
there was
anytime anyone says that, just my PTSD kicks in. People are like, "What was the problem?" I just say everything. But sorry, go on.
We even had spoiled chicken,
bro. The problem is still there. Right. The problem is still there, though. That's the thing. The sole problem, for me, is still there. But that sole problem has been reduced, and that was Ten Hag. Ineos, that you see that day, just to go back, see that day when Ten Hag was announced, was kept, brother, bro. See me, bro. I couldn't focus. I was like, what's how did you come to this conclusion, bro?
Dark days, brother.
Everything that was wrong with last season was so obvious. It was so obvious, and I was like, yo, we're gonna win the cup. And he's still going to get fired. That's how bad he's done. And he stayed. But at least, okay, cool. They've got a support system around him. Rude is looking like the next guy up. So it's a thing where, like I said, I saw the problem last season. The midfield was mainly the issue because of the system. The system exposed the midfielders. And that's why people are coming out saying what Casemiro's rubbed. He's not rubbed. Casemiro can still play at a good level. It's just that what he was being asked to do, how is he going to do that? That's why so many players were getting injured, because we weren't playing on the ball. We were getting players to just do running. That's why Hannibal even got a chance last season, because man's just a runner, bro. Man's just literally a runner. So Mazraoui is a player that can play on the ball. He's not the greatest player, but listen, the technical level has to improve, because some of the times, we're seeing these players, they can't keep the ball. They can't keep the ball. They can't get out of tight areas. And it's like, Man United, this is a top 6 Premier League club, and you've got players that actually have really, really, really low technical ability. I remember seeing it when I went to Old Trafford. I saw Garnacho. for versus Sheffield, and he was like, bro, I kid you not, he was horrible, bro. He was horrible. Like his touch, like he was chasing his touch almost every time. And then I checked my phone just to see like the possession and everything, and I saw the brother got an assist. And it's like, you can't be having players like that starting for Man United. So, listen, Wan-Bissaka, he on his day, yeah, whatever. But listen, it's time to play football now. We can't play football with him, bro. No matter what you do, you can't, man. You can't.
Hey, you lot continue to run up the likes. We've hit 50 likes as well to Z. Just want to get to a couple of things because man clearly ain't listening. He says, I watched the guy at Bayern. I think he's a very good player and improves us. Different opinions, flawless. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't. But like I said, you've been here for a time and never once mentioned Mazraoui as an option. Now we signing him. Now he's a good player. So how come you never mentioned him? And again, turning up our nose at Mazraoui is mad to me, but hey, it's a bit. No one turned their nose up at him. I legit said he's a decent signing. But again, you're just not listening to what I'm saying. So, all right, cool. Legit said this verbatim. Decent signing.
Yeah, he's a utility signing.
He's a decent signing. That's the last thing we need. But again, people go run run with what they want to run with. Go on.
I think it's because of where we are in the rebuild, how they see the right back position. Now, shout out to Jez and Steve, because I should have known. Like, I'm dealing with football, men of football. So if I say something, they gonna have players who fit the profile of what I'm asking for. So shout out to y'all because they put some names in the chat. So maybe this was a misstep by us. But I just think he fits a role. He fits like depth. I think honestly, depth was the most important thing, and depth with quality players. And Wan-Bissaka was not a quality player. At best, he was a tryhard. When you saw him dribble the ball, you saw how clumsy he looked. When you saw him get out of position, it was normal because that's what he does. So he had to go. He had to go. And for me, like, I truly believe that game changer will come at another position, just not right back right now. And hell, maybe next time around we go in for these names that people have put in the chat. Who knows, right? Because I definitely hear you on what we need, but let me ask you this: somehow United gets 60 M's, right? And that Bissaka deal's not going through, but they need a right back. But there's also that striker position that we've been talking about, right? There's that right wing position we've been talking about. And there's the midfield. Would you rather they put that 60 M towards the midfield before the right back, or would you just go after the best right back you could get right now and let Bissaka run?
Both, to be honest, because I think it's important. Yes, centrally, I'm always going to go, the spine of your team is more important. So signing your goalkeeper, your defenders, centre-back, should I say, your central midfielders, your striker, 10, that's always the most important because that's the spine of your team. So I'd always prioritize that over other areas, yes. But that right-back area is just so... It's just such a bad... But it's not the only one. I look at the left-back spot the exact same, to be honest. Like, I think it's in worse condition, the left back spot, but it's still in dire need. This is what it is, man. Like, it's tough to answer these things because it's so bad. You know what I'm saying? And that.
You didn't hear? You didn't hear?
It's so bad.
You didn't hear?
Yeah. Hey, Z, don't do that. You keep saying I've been here and not mention Mazraoui. I've been busy with work. Yo, you've been here for long enough. You've been on watching this channel for a year and a half.
Don't take it personal, big dog.
This is what I'm talking about. This is man's been here and never mentioned Mazraoui, but all right, Z, sure.
Don't take it personal, big dog.
When you put words in my mouth, that's okay. Oh, turn it up your nose, and no one turned up their nose at Mazraoui. But all right, cool. Like I say, you think he's a good player, calm. And when he comes here and he's bang average, you just make excuses for him. But all right, cool.
Hey, man,
and the injuries,
let me be
like
real.
Jess just mentioned. Yeah, I seen it just.
Our subject. I'm convinced. I'm convinced Derek Chisora is the boogeyman, my dog. I'm convinced, man. I didn't see this motherfucker look like he finna die. Like he really finna die on that canvas. And then he turns around and he does that shit this weekend. Bruh. It's not, maybe he's not the boogeyman, but something is off. Something is off. From the press conference to his performance, Like when his eye was closed up and you got that towel and you was like, okay, this is it. Now you finna fall. He come through with that power, bruh. That shit was crazy, man. Shut the lights off, man. But yeah, I think people Flawless has standards for Manchester United that you just don't have. Deal with it. Deal with it.
That's
No,
it,
but
bro.
Eddie,
Yeah, go on,
bro.
Nero. Go
I
on,
was
go on,
gonna
Nero.
just
Go on.
say, like, we need to be signing players that start, man. Like this, you know, the idea of like, let's say you bring in a player, yeah, that's gonna be on the bench automatically. Like, where's the hunger to like want to start? You know what I mean? Like, we can't be bringing in these guys and tell them, yo, like, you're gonna be on the bench. You can't promise them that they're gonna start, but if I'm bringing in a player, I'm saying to you, okay, yo, initially, yeah, you may not get minutes, but I want you to fight for your place for the main team because you have the ability to start, but it's just about how the people around you are performing. So if Dalot is not performing and Mazraoui steps up, then yo, it benefits us. If he steps up and he plays well, it benefits us as a team. But I'm just saying, based on my assumption, I don't think he comes in to Man United and displaces Dalot, and that's the problem.
No, I hear that.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a problem if, like me personally, I think Diego Dalot is good enough to be an everyday starter at Manchester United. I like his game. And I think that's where we differ with regards to this signing because I'm cool with Dalot being the starter. I don't mind it. I generally think that he's the type of player where if I put better players around him, his floor rises.
That's fine.
Right? So if I put a right winger like that can actually compete with him, you'll see the best of him. If I put him in a structure, you'll see the best of him. But again, I'm not gonna then turn around and say that MAZRAOui, right? And again, Flawless has not said this, people. So for people getting emotional about a football conversation, relax a bit. He wants people to change the temperature.
I just want start. You know what it is? I just want clear starters.
And that's the thing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I just want people who are without doubt, even if they're not at the highest level, even if they're not champion, like they start for us without doubt. They improve us. Like Euro starts for us. No debate. There was no discussion when we was linked to him, when the whole negotiations, when we signed him. I've not heard anyone say Euro's going to be on the bench.
Does he start? Does he start? Let's say Varane doesn't go. Does he start over Varane?
No, I don't think he starts over Varane. No. And then I would look at it. I would look at it and go, okay, then how would we? If Varane was still here, I'd look at it and go, are you to replace Varane in a year's time? Then I would look at things like his ceiling, his potential, price point, etc., etc. That's what I would look at. Because we do need a backup right-sided centre-back. Varane does get injured at times. So I go, okay, I still like the Euro side because it's still a signing of quality. And Varane was one of the very few players in the first team when he was here. I think is tough to improve upon. Him, Martinez, Mano. That's it. So take Varane's gone. So the only two players I look at in the side is Martinez and Mano, who I say, that's very tough to go and get better. Everyone else, I don't think it's tough. It's not tough to get better than Harry Maguire. It ain't tough to get better than Onana. It's not tough to get better than Dalot. It's not tough to get better than Shaw. It's not tough to get better than Casemiro. It's definitely not tough to get better than Bruno. It's not tough to get better than Garnacho. It's not tough to get better than Rashford. And it's not tough to get better than Højlund. Because these players are not that good. These players, because these are the talk about not every standard is going to be met. This ain't Fergie United, but the aim should be that. We should aim.
It's not even it's United. Period. Yes. Again, people. That's what I hate.
Leon in the cut as well.
And we'll discuss like this, right? Shout out to my dog Leon.
Big up Leon every time.
United. I mean, Fergie was an employee of United. It's that simple. We had standards before Fergie came here. We'll have standards after Fergie. Fergie is 1 point in the timeline of this club. He's not everything. You establish your own standards, your own principles as a person, and you don't let outside activity affect that. It's the same thing at United. It's the same thing at Madrid. If we're going to talk about football, right? Mm-hmm. Madrid has had how many managers, and the standard is the same? That's how football is supposed to be looked at. So people talk about Fergie. I hate when they even bring him up. Let his old ass sit there and watch football, have his opinions, chew his gum, drink his beer, smoke his stogies, and get on with his life. You don't even got to bring him up.
And that's it.
We spend too much goddamn money. We spend the GDP of one of these African countries, I swear to God, to put a football team on the pitch. And you want me to talk about, oh, no, we can't have these high standards. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, see, it's cool. No personals, man. We're just having debates. Big up to TTM as well for the super chat. Appreciated, my guy. Says Bruno gave up possession 685 times last season. Facts, we need a midfield that holds the ball. I hear you. I needed a midfield that holds the ball. Big up to Justice for the super chat. Says the worst mistake our club can make is signing player as backups. You should always strive to sign players that can compete for the starting job. And that is my thing. Like, that's where I'm at with it. And the fact that there's a debate surrounding Mazraoui. Even I've seen people say in the chat, Mazraoui is better than Delo. Cool. I don't think he is. And even if he is, I think it's slight. What's the point in slight improvements? We need better than slight improvements. I'm sorry, man. I refuse to believe and I rate Delo, but I refuse to believe that getting much better than Delo is tough. Eddie mentioned it, Varane. Getting much better than Varane is tough. That I understand. That's why if we sign Euro or we sign another centre-back, I'm not expecting us to get better than Varane, because same with Lisandro Martinez, same with Meno. Even though I want us to get competition for Meno, going to get someone who's better than Meno is extreme. I refuse to believe it's tough to get that much better than Delo or Luke Shaw or Bruno Fernandes or a Marcus Rashford or Garnacho or Højlund. I'm sorry, I don't think that's tough. I think people got give scouting departments and recruitment let-offs. Like, there's not hundreds of thousands of players across the globe. And you know how I know this? Because I watch other teams go and do it. How did Spurs go and get a Dogi last season? Dogi's probably the best left back in the league currently. He's playing at Udinese. So how did they do that then? So you're telling me there's not an Dogi type who can play right back and left back?
Hey, can I just ask, because this will be a perfect Jez, did you think Udogie was that nice when you purchased him? That's what I want to know.
I think Jez was talking about him beforehand. You know what I'm saying? And you got man who support Bayern Munich talking about Mazraoui ain't better than Delo. But all right, cool. Leon, thoughts on this anyway? Mazraoui, good signing for United. And hope you're blessing everything from.
Mixed emotions, man. Derek Chisora, man, this weekend. Obviously,
shout out Derek Chisora, man.
I'm a combat sports guy, innit? And then obviously Leon Edwards didn't get the job done, so I was a bit good on that one. But yeah, man, big up, man. What's your name? Was it Nero? Big up Nero, man. I'm not
big up,
man. Leon, Nero, Leon.
What's for me? I don't know. I'm gonna kind of play devil's advocate a little bit with you. So for me, with Mazraoui, what's I don't know how to say his name. Was it?
Yeah, that's right. You got it right, fam.
Okay, cool. It depends on the price, because if you look at our right hand side of the field. What's the price? Wait, what's the price?
I think it was like 10. I think reports are saying 10, 15, but don't quote me on that.
Pounds or euro?
I think it's pounds. I think basically a similar price to what we're trying to sell.
Let me have a look while I'm talking. Yeah. So it's going to be rude, because if
Z said 15, 20 million. Yeah, it's around that.
Cool. So 15, 20 million. Yeah. So let's just say it's 15 million pounds or 17 million pounds. Yeah, he's good age. He's had a lot of appearances. It's not a bad thing, to be honest with you, because at the end of the day, that's our right-hand side sorted. Now, don't misread what I'm saying. That's not forever and ever. But that's just locked in right there, because Euro can play right back if both of them got injured anyway. So you've got 3 choices there. Do you know what I'm saying? Think about it now. You sell Wan-Bissaka for 25 million. You're bringing this kid for 15 to 20. We're making net profit every time we're doing a transfer, people. So you got to keep your eyes on. Do you know what I'm saying? We're actually in a net profit right now. You guys know that, right?
Yeah, because the players we sold, because we sold Kambawala. And we sold, who else?
And the deals we've done, we haven't outlaid that much money up front. So it's smart business.
Yeah, we're paying in installments. Yeah, I see that.
And it's not even installments, it's actual proper installments. So it's good. Do you know what I'm saying? It used to be the Ed Woodward horrible installments, but it used to be disgusting. So Yeah, and then I think we can just focus on the left-hand side and we can look at De Ligt and stuff like that. Would I have preferred for them to go for a left-back first? Yes. Would I have preferred for them to do that? 100%. But we can do a season with Malacia, Shaw, and Delo covering over there. And then, like I said, people, we've got I've said it on a few streams, we've got to get some key signings in, but still have a few gaps on the field. We're not going to get everything done in one window. It's not FIFA. We're going to do a lot this window. Like, we're looking at 11 players out, and we're looking at about 6, 7 in, which is amazing. Like, I would have bit your hand off of that. But maybe that's just what they're looking at now. Maybe they're looking at the market. I would have gone for that Colin Oglu, whatever. Do you know that? What's his name? I would have gone for that.
Oh,
that
yeah,
Turkish
he's a baller star.
because he can go left and right.
Is he a left back? Is he predominantly a left back?
He's a left back, but he can play right back easy.
Okay.
I would have gone for more functional players. That's what I would have done. Yeah, like when we had Blind and people like that, it was good. Like we could play them in different positions. But if they're going to tell me right now we're going to get De Ligt, we're going to get Mazraoui, and we're going to wait on the left-hand side because we've not got who we want yet, or the deal's not possible, or we feel like we want to prioritize midfield, I'm going to take it, guys, because I really do feel like we're going to sign 2 midfielders, and I really feel like we're going to sneak in Ivan Toney at the end of the window. I've thought that for a while.
But you've been saying this still about Toney.
Because of what we've outlaid, innit? Like, we know for a fact with certain deals, you got to look at the landscape of certain deals, yeah? A Toney deal, who was the one who's leaving us late, innit? McTominay deal. These kind of deals were never going to be the first deals to get done. Because when you've got an offer from McTominay, I think we got like 17 or 18 million offer from Fulham, if I got that right. At least 15, yeah? We're waiting for that price to go up. With Toney, Brentford are going to get more and more desperate the later the window goes. So some deals get done early, some deals get done later, and that's kind of, for me, smart mapping out. Because for me, Ineos look like they've came into this with a plan the whole way through, and all they're doing is looking at a sheet and going, right, these are the ones we want. It's just about the order that we get them in now. Who's the easiest agent to deal with? And it's the same with De Ligt. You don't need to sign De Ligt early because they're desperate to get rid of him. So the longer the window goes on, they get more and more desperate. They just drop the price. Same with Bramthwaite. It's the same thing. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it. It's all about how much you pay and how long the deal is you put these players on. You don't put them on 6-7 year deals. You put them on 2-3 year deals. So let's see what happens in it. But if it's 50 million quid for what he's done in the game, and if we're going to sell Wan-Bissaka and make profit, who am I to say no? So
yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, go on, Nero.
Saying, I don't know if you might remember, but last year, remember when West Ham offered, I think, was it 80 million for Maguire and McTominay? Like, I'm just thinking about the chance that we had to sell McTominay. It burns me, man, because we got good money for him, you know. West Ham offered 35 for McTominay, I think, something like that. 35 million, 30 million. And then they were like, okay, cool. Let's get Maguire in there. Let's do package deal, 80 million, British Bulldog thing. And these men rejected it. So it's just like, we had the opportunity to get rid of these guys and we didn't get rid of them.
I slightly disagree, you know, because I feel like this year's shown us that, like, I'm not saying that's not the case. We don't know in it. You could be right, Nero. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like this is the perfect window for me in regards to news, because we're not hearing no bullshit anymore. We're only hearing when players are actually on the way to our club or when personal terms are agreed. So I feel like that deal there was more United, in my opinion, was more United pushing that on West Ham. I feel like they probably wanted McTominay more than Maguire or vice versa. But if you look at the way that West Ham are structured when Pellegrini came in, they changed the way they were doing business altogether. They've been buying really good up-and-coming prospects around Europe for a good price for a while now. Do you know what I mean? They bought Scamacca, sold him, made money.
Alvarez, they got Alvarez as well.
Alvarez and Kudos for like 40 or something. Like they've now sold Ben Rama for 13 because it's not worked out, which is not that bad. You might have, I don't even know what they bought him for. Let's just say they bought him 25, sold him 13. It's good business. They just bought. I'm interested in the guy they bought. I was looking at it today. They bought Max Kilman, haven't they? But they spent 40 million on him. Is he that good? 40 mil? Is he that good?
No, not 40 million.
So for me, West Ham are not really bothered. They've went and bought a kid from Brazil for 25 million this window. So I feel like Maguire's deal, Casemiro's deal, and them kind of players, even though I would keep Cas, in my opinion. These kind of deals they need to get run down. And unfortunately, guys, they have to stay for another season because it's too hard a deal to do for Maguire, guys. Like, to go and get half the money we got for him with a 30 mil and to replace the wages. Why would you do that when you can go into world football and buy someone for like 15 mil free transfer, put them on less than 100 grand. Do you know what I mean? It's not exciting for these.
As well, you don't want to leave. He's on so much money. It's like, bro, where's the pressure for him to leave? He's comfy staying at Man United because as long as he's there and he's fit, he will get picked for it. Or actually, no, Southgate's gone. So I thought he was going to get picked for England. So maybe, who knows, he might want to have that desire to leave because come January, if he's not playing and obviously the new England coach gets announced, he's not getting picked. Yo, he's going to be like, yo, I want to go to the World Cup. There's ways to force players out, man. Because I can't be having these guys just sitting here taking the money, bro. We've seen Sancho training with the kids, bro. Like, Ten Hag knows what he needs to do to get rid of these men if that's what he wants, innit? But, bro, we just need to be looking at ways to get rid of these men. Obviously, it's going to take time. Like you said, it may take a year. But I need the players that don't fit whatever we're trying to do to leave. And if we're trying to play a possession-based system, yo, McTominay needs to go.
But you know how it goes. It's like
Nero, your audio's gone a bit funny, you know.
Oh, sorry.
Wait, say something, Nero.
Yo.
No, Eddie, go on.
All right, cool.
Yeah, sometimes it goes in and out. Pause. It's like one of them situations where you need something. My bad.
Eddie, that was bare casual when you did that.
I'm sorry. Let me not sidetrack this.
Is it better now?
Yeah. Eddie, man, fucking hell.
But you need a.
I was gonna let it go at the. You had to say something, Leon. I wasn't gonna say anything. Yes, Leon. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was smooth. It was smooth. The way he did it was smooth.
I thought it was gonna be either you or Eddie who was gonna say something. It was gonna be one of the two of you. I wasn't gonna say nothing. But hey, we move.
Hey, I'm a quick John McGraw over here. I do that shit. Let me handle that. But it's like you need a buyer and a seller, right? And so with Maguire's wages, it's just like you've been saying, Leon. It's just not. I don't think it's possible. And I think the other thing we have to take into account is like he's damn near our new Phil Jones. Like he's our new Phil Jones. He fit the mold. Like I guess Phil just left the golf clubs I've been talking about. Maguire picked them bad boys up, and he understands that tea time's at 12 when it's game day. So, bro, we're not getting rid of him unless we evict him.
You know, that's the energy we need to be on in regards to, yes, it is supremely tough, or can be, moving on players with big wages. Fully hear that, without doubt. Make it clear, I've said this before, and I'll keep saying this. Make it clear to players you are not going to play regardless. I guarantee you players make moves. Nero mentioned it. Players are comfortable here. That's why players don't want to leave. If it's made clear to Maguire, no matter what happens, you are not getting on the pitch. I guarantee you, he makes a move in January.
But I don't think you need to do that as much because I agree. Like, no, listen, I can't say that's not the right way because there's different ways to deal with things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
I like the fact that the players. So basically, like, I was literally mapping it out with someone there. I was talking to my brethren earlier, and I was basically had this little thing on a piece of paper. It was like a family tree where it was like Radcliffe and the Glazers, or the ManDem in the team there.
Yeah,
the managers there, and then
nonsense.
Yeah, then the managers people here. So it's like when you look at it like a family tree on a thing. Yeah, it's like whoever's not delivering leaves. So for me, it's I don't mind letting them drown. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, it's like I don't care because it's like I want future players who are thinking about coming to United, up and coming stars, players in world football that match our profiles that we're going to slot in because we're building a foundation. So next summer we can go into the market and say, right, we need a key midfielder, we need a key left back. We want to have that structure there. It seems like, we can start slotting the gems in. So I don't mind players and agents watching us be ruthless because, for example, when the window closes and there's a couple of men here who know they don't fit the system and they're not going to play as much and are going to struggle with the style of play, they're going to drown. So Maguire's going to struggle, do you know what I mean? So they will filter themselves out naturally. They're already on the bench. So where's after the bench? You ain't going to the under-18s, so you got to leave. So I kind of don't mind. I feel like Ineos have kind of set that up in a way that if the window closes and you don't get a move, shame on you. Literally.
Yeah, that's fair. And to Justice, who says here, flawless, Anthony Robertson is better than a doggy. I don't think he is, but the crazy part is Anthony Robertson is the fullback I want. He's the left back I've said go by. Fulham, the Fulham fullback.
Oh, yeah, he's all right still.
The American, quality.
He's all right.
I've already said.
They're saying that's Trent's evil twin. If you look at him, you know.
That's funny, you know. No, that's funny still.
Bro, I swear down, he actually looks like him, you know.
No, that's
I've never
jokes
thought
still.
about it. I'll have to look at him again, you know. I've never thought about it.
Do you rate the other
I'm a
one?
fan.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't want no Americans on my team.
Oh yeah, no
That's
surprise.
That's
No
what
surprise
I'm
that
at.
you say
I don't
that.
want
That's
no
funny.
Americans on my team. This is football. It ain't soccer.
No
That's funny.
surprise that you
Football,
say
goddamn
that.
it, it ain't
Hey, you know
soccer.
what? He's one of those that he got it, man. He's invited to the football cookout, man. He gets it. Trust me. I think he's
Do
got it.
you rate the
I'm a
other
fan.
one that should have gone to the World Cup that I believe instead of just not taking just Trippier? Is it the Palace left back?
Oh, Mitchell.
Yeah.
I like Mitchell.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Yeah.
he's a good player too.
It's a shame for him, man. Man sat a yard like there's no left back in the team, and he just sat there like.
Yeah, I think Mitchell's a good player, but yeah, Robinson, I'm so like I would happily see him coming into Manchester United, and it's like you won't even be expensive. That's where it is for me. I don't know how long he's got left on his deal, but definitely, like that's when I'm talking about fullbacks. That's someone I look at and I go, yes, you've already performed to a high level in the Premier League at Fulham, so I'm like, why not bring you in? Like you definitely would improve us tremendously. You definitely start. You're definitely an upgrade on what we have in that area.
Oh, you think
Without doubt. For United, yeah, 100%. He's better than Shaw Rama last year. Actually, let me clarify that. I don't know if he starts under Ten Hag. I'm saying he's good enough to start. Because he asked me about Delay and Euro. Like, that's a whole different conversation.
He plays left back.
Yeah,
he still can't play for us, but he's better than Shaw.
Yeah, this is a whole different... The same way Diallo should be starting for us right wing, but I know he won't be. Yeah. It's the same type of thing.
Hey, you know, my dog Sancho, baby. You know,
Come the same, open the game. Sancho should be playing left wing, Eddie. But guess what? From the start of the season, when we played 16th of August on that Friday versus Fulham, Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right. Or Garnacho on the left and Rashford on the right. And because Højlund's injured, it'll probably be Xerxes through the middle. But if Højlund wasn't injured, that would be the front three with Bruno in the 10. But that's the front four that's going to bag us loads of goals.
Do you man know how long they're injured for? Because I'm not really on Twitter like that.
Let us know in the chat, please, people. I know Højlund. I know Yoro's injury is supposed to be more serious than Højlund's. That's one thing I do know. Yes.
Dang.
But I think it's 3-4 weeks for Euro. I think is it 2-3 weeks for Højlund. Sanchez, y'all hating on Shaw injury aside, he's legit. Sure, Sanchez. Sure.
Yeah. Next time. We ain't doing that.
Sure.
Damn, you mean Højlund ain't out for like a couple months?
No, it's not a couple months. I think it's only 2-3 weeks, yo.
Yeah, let him get his match fitness back up, man. He can take his time. We don't got to throw him out there. Just
Eddie, you're an evil guy, you know.
I'm just asking questions, brother. I wanted to make sure he's straight. You feel me? Let him get his cardio back up. We'll give him some time. Like, you know how Mason Mount all of a sudden was hurt for like 2 months. He just pulled his hamstring a little bit, and the next thing you know, Mason Mount out for 2 months. Then we don't see him till let's just let's be slow and meticulous with our players getting back into the flow of things. We don't want to.
It's about the care of the players, yeah, man. It's about the physical well-being, physical care of our players. I hear that.
Højlund, if Højlund's watching, take as much time as you need, bro. Come back next year, man. Come back next year. Go somewhere on holiday.
We'll be just fine. We'll be just fine. You don't worry.
And that's just, but like Eddie, bro, like that's sad in a way, though. You know how sad that is? Like, we spent 70 M's on this guy, and we're telling him, we don't need you to come back. Obviously it's not good for someone to get injured, but we're not like at any disadvantage, should I say, to an extent that you're injured, but we don't really need you. Like, I don't even know how Xerxes is gonna play, but I know he's gonna offer us more, bro. You know,
Xerxes, the best thing is, with Xerxes, you can we spoke about him on another stream. You can play him with other attacking options as long as he's not the only one who's playing with other people. Like, what I mean by that is you can play him with Anthony, you can play him with Rashford. Anthony's not that good, but he knows how to play off of a striker, right? The other guys, I say it all the time. Kick ball, chase ball, hit ball, run after ball. It's the same shit. It's literally what they're finna do. See ball, kick ball, chase ball, hit ball. It's every time.
See ball, kick ball, chase ball.
It's simple. That's how they brain work, bro. Because you watch them play, you like, You don't
They
see
really just be
nobody
out there
coming
running laps,
into
yo.
the
And
action.
you say all the time, man, these men playing the wrong sport. They should be at the Olympics. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's just running laps.
They won't make the greatest countries on earth Olympic team. That is Kenya. Shout out to Kenya. But
Big up Kenya, man.
you know, they might be
Every
an
time.
alternate. Bruno might be in the steeplechase, you know. Rashford, he built like a hurdler. I'm thinking like 100 hurdles, you know. Garnacho looked like a speed walker. That's what he do with them blonde highlights.
Yeah,
He could be a speed walker. That's Garnacho. You feel me? I don't know who else we got out here. We got that's the
Bruno
ball,
definitely. Bruno definitely a 1500-meter runner, 100%.
Yeah, no.
Is,
Bruno and Garnacho are speed walkers. Bruno built like a speed walker. If you look at his build, he ain't built like he built like a speed walker.
Oh, Jesus. Big up to Warrior J says West Ham are now in advanced talks with Manchester United over the signing of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. One source claims the clubs are close to an agreement. That's from Sky Sports Chef. Also,
who have they got as a right back now?
Who? West Ham.
West Ham.
Kufal.
Oh, they got because they let the kid go in
Kufal,
from the academy. They let Ben Johnson go in it.
Yeah. Fulham are expected to be back with an improved offer for Scott McTominay. That's from Sky Sports Chef. We just need to be all over that. Just go get Robinson.
I would be absolutely fuming. You know what? I'd be fuming if I was Fulham. You sell Paulinho and you bring in McTominay. I'd be fuming.
Man, they got McTominay. They putting the band back together. McTominay, they got Pereira there. They can run that back together.
No, I would be fuming, bro.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
That's stinky work, man. That's
is he the replacement? Is he the replacement?
He can't be. I'm sure there's someone else they're looking at.
Because he can't play in the 6, man. I know they've got what's this guy, Lukic, and then they've got Reed and them man there. But bro,
not our problem. Don't even bring that up. It's not our problem. Let them cook.
Yeah, true.
Silva, good luck, boss. You got it.
Big up Shiko for the super chat. You just put Garnacho, and I think that's supposed to be a speed walker still. You know what I'm saying? So shout out.
What? Big up there. I heard what you were saying when I was about to come in, man. Yeah, Garnacho, stinky baller, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you lot going bond over.
Horrible, bro.
Like, bro, I just.
And you ever see when he loses the ball and then he looks shocked that he lost it? It's like, damn. How'd that happen?
But you know what? Eddie said it. He's literally like, you know when you see a dog and it like chases after the ball and then it like literally jumps. It's never got it into control or anything like that. That's basically Garnacho, isn't it?
Ain't no control. Control.
Yeah, go on there.
One scary thing, because for me, I still don't trust Ineos in it. I like what they're doing there, but
talk about
because they've kept this manager, I can't really say, yo, I'm fully Ineos till I die, whatever. But what they've done, giving Højlund the number 9, it makes me think. Last season, if Mount didn't come in, would they have given Garnacho the 7?
Oh my god!
Because that's a conversation that it's a real thing, like it's a real thing, and Ineos, they don't have the biggest money. Let's not lie and say these men don't really have money to really be operating like that. They're still trying to do the stadium, they're still trying to do the training ground, all of these things, and I'm looking at the Højlund thing, and it's like they're probably doing that to sell shirts. But it's like the integrity. Like, you don't give a player like him the 9. He has to earn it. You feel me? Like, he didn't score a goal until December, I think.
It was like, I think he's like 0016, 0017, something crazy like that.
Bro, man went 006 twice. Man shot 2 movies, Man shot 2 movies.
No, that was a bar still.
No goals, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So, and we gave him the number 9, bro. I watched him at the Euros, and he was horrible. And it's not even like I want him to do bad, because every player that plays for Man United, if they do well, it benefits me, bro. It benefits me. But I'm just saying, this guy's not levels. He's not levels, and that's why I hope the Tony thing is true. I hope somewhere down the line, listen, just forget Højlund, because at the end of the day, Ineos didn't buy him. They didn't buy Anthony. They didn't buy these guys. Obviously, they're still assets of the club, and they have to do what they can to try and get as much money for these players if they are to sell them. But if I'm Ineos, I'm looking at it like, I didn't sign this guy. Bro, go get Tony. He's available. Listen, I know they're trying to do the under 25 thing, but you have to look at someone like Tony. He's not an everyday player. He's not someone you come across. Someone that's not really available. Go get me Tony, because if you go get Tony, it increases the dynamics. We can go and win that with a Tony, Xerxes. Even if you want to keep Hoyland, make him the third choice. I don't give a shit, bro. Because it's a thing where Hoyland hasn't proven himself. And he's been given enough chances and time to prove himself. And he hasn't done what's required. So I'm looking at it like, yo, go bring me Tony. And then, yeah, we can look to, push for the top spots in the league, because
100, man. You need to slot in some. Sorry to do. You need to slot in some ballers, man. Like, you don't just have the whole thingy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the opportunity comes around, Tony for 40 million? Are you crazy? Even give him if he wants like 170, 200, yeah, you give it him.
That's the thing with the Tony deal. He's not expensive. If he was 80, 90 million, I'd hear the reservations. We're talking legit 40 million for a player who has consistent, even though last season he didn't have the best season, he had half a season, has played well consistently over the past few seasons at Brentford. Can play up front by himself, can play in the two, creates for himself, scores goals, has the composure, has the mental attributes, I think, to be a Manchester United striker as well. Technically has it, physical attributes are there. What is the downside? Even if it goes wrong, he's be a similar price to Xerxes. Why not sign him?
When ManDem have done that kind of work, and they've done it in the Premier League as well, yeah. Come on, man. Like, look at world football now. That kind of striker's dying out now anyway. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, yeah, people get obsessed with, like, I just seen Love Rain's comment, Tony can't even run. Guys, come on, man. Like,
that's crazy.
It's not about who cares if you can't run. I don't care if he's got 30 pace on feet. I don't give a shit. Do you know why? Because I know that he's gonna offer. Intelligent players don't run like idiots.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, yeah, the impact he can have on the whole team and the way that we play. Guys, like, Love Rain, go back and watch last season and watch how pinned in we was and watch how poor that Hoyland was at holding the ball up. And then go watch a Martial season or go watch an Ibra season and go watch the difference where somebody can actually hold the ball. Go watch what Vegas was doing a little bit. Yeah. Even him.
Big wow.
You see what I'm saying? But the difference when you got them players and people running off and gone, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, it's an ignorant thing to say he doesn't run. First of all, yeah, the brother plays for Brentford. Like, Brentford, yeah, their thing is running, bro. Look at the players they have, bro. Their man play a 5 at the back. Their thing is running, bro. Physical team. You can't play for Thomas Frank. You can't run. You feel me? So, and with Tony, it's like you can say, okay, running, whatever. Mason Mount runs, but we don't care about his running. We care about what he offers on the ball. We care about all of these things. Yo, McTominay runs, bro. Garnacho runs, but yo, he's not quality, bro.
Well, I tell you what, these people are going to be disappointed because Xerxes don't run like an
idiot.
And
Taziu says, wait, he's not a level Manchester United striker. It's not the Fergie era. Remember, you told me that. It's not the Fergie level era, remember? Keep that same energy, Z. Keep that same energy.
Yeah. Stand on business, bro. Stand on business, man.
Keep that same energy. Because when we're talking about MAZRAOui, when I was talking about certain players, it's not the Fergie era. It's not the Fergie era no more.
That's what I'm saying. You have to watch the game for intelligence as well. Xerxes not a sprinter, guys. Yeah. Sorry to disappoint you. He's not going to be a sprinter. He's not Garnacho. He's not just going to run aimlessly, yeah? The guy, when you play with your back towards goal, yeah, and you already have an idea of what you're going to do, yeah, you're already IQ 5 yards ahead of the next player. Juan Mata never had mad pace. But guess what? He was dusting man for joking the Prem with his first touch. Absolutely taking man out of the game. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's why we had a debate one time. I remember when someone was saying on ManDem talk about, like, Garnacho sits people down and stuff like that. Miss me with that, bro. Miss me with that. He sits himself down because he just can't control the ball in it. Like, so miss me. But anyway, we could go on about this
shit.
Yeah,
says this shit.
Sits man down. And guess what? Yeah, guess what? I'll tell you something as well. Yeah, you have to watch the game intelligently. If I am a left winger and I have a right foot, guess what happens when I'm going against a right back and I go inside? I'm going on his weak foot. So, of course, I'm going to look semi-good. Come on, man. Like, we can all do it where you just move the ball onto your right foot and run into space on someone's weaker foot. But anyway, with the Tony thing, yeah, you have to look at the value that it will bring the team, man. And that guy there, one thing is composure, intelligence. Him in the world, people are forgetting in the World Cup, we don't get through to that round when Bellingham did the overhead kick if it wasn't for Tony. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the way he was taking panos and stuff. And I've seen enough from Tony. So, look, like Nero was saying, yeah, to get a player like that in world football now is quite rare. I'm willing to risk it. everything's a risk. It might not work, but I believe it will. I think the sample size of what I've seen will definitely work as well. So I'm cool with that, man. I'd rather list that than like a Vlahovic or like a Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah,
All of them out there, bro.
Hey, Sesko,
They ain't
bro.
left, bro. We seen Sesko die on a big stage, bro. That you see
That miss.
That miss. Him, Colomboani, you see them misses, yeah? Brother, I can't forgive that. You're 1-on-1. This is your chance, yeah, to show people, yo, this is me. This is Sesko. Man misses, you know, like lost total composure. I saw that. I was like, yeah, he can't be a top player, man. He can't be a top player because look at Lamine Yamal. Duppied Rapio and slapped it top bins, bro. Like, when you get the opportunity, you kill it, bro. And these guys, Sesko, the harshest reality is that these men don't even watch these players. You don't watch Sesko. Stop telling me you want Sesko. You don't watch him, bro. You know what I mean? Tony's available. And the thing is, these guys like Sesko, Vlahovic, Osimhen, yeah, they're available for about upwards of 60 million and above. We're not paying that. I don't want to pay that for these guys because they don't do it for me. When I've seen them play, I think Vlahovic is the best out of the guys I've named, but they don't do it for me. Tony's available. And in your everyday life, like if you find a good deal, you may not need it, but if it's a good deal, man's going to go and say, okay, cool, let me try and make some funds available to get this done because you know that it could improve whatever you do. You could have a car, for example, and you see another car and it's just a good deal where you'll be rethinking, yo, I fuck with this car and it's available for a good deal and it's an improvement. You go and do it, bro.
Trust me.
100%.
And here's the thing. What if it doesn't work out? What are we going to do? Sell him for 30 mil, lose 10? Come on. Sell him for 25, lose 15. It's nothing.
I keep talking about this is the price point. If he was 80, 90 million, I'd hear it. I would be reluctant at 80, 90 million. If we're talking 40 million, yes. So basically, he's double what Mazraoui is. All right, cool. I'm with that. Does he improve us? Yes. Does he start for us? Yes. Is he a great foil for others? Yes. You don't have to worry about him getting acclimatized to being in Manchester or acclimatized to playing in the league because he's been here. Like, you don't have to worry about all those things. I think it's a no-brainer. And even, let's say hypothetically it goes wrong, it's a 40 million write-off.
Here's the thing as well, yeah.
It's cheaper than Hoyland, bro. Look how much.
No, don't do that. No, you're gonna give me PTSD. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just can't understand how it's even a conversation of us needing this guy. That's what's fucking me up right now. Like, people, we have Asmus Hoyland. What more do I need to say? He, like, what'd you say? 017, 0017?
I think it was 0017 or 0016, something like that.
Like I said, 2 movies. He shot 2 movies, you know.
Come on now. People, be real. I said it earlier in the stream. Y'all have higher standards for players that don't play for your club than you do for players who play for your club. If I told you Tony went 17 games without hitting the post or just fucking scoring a goal, y'all would be here seeing like, yeah, that guy sucks.
People, you know, it's crazy that the mad people will criticize him for only getting 4 in 17 because he got 4 goals in the 17 games when he got back, but won't criticize Hoyland for going 0017.
Yeah,
in a better team. Unless people are going to say Brentford are better than Manchester United. If we just straight up lying.
But what's our biggest gripe is that Hoyland doesn't offer anything outside of when he pops up with a goal a lot of the time. That's my biggest thing for Hoyland right now. Of course, when we signed him and we paid all that money, it's what you sign and what it actually is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Hoyland for me, I've said it to a few people here. Everybody thought we bought like a I don't know, man. Let's just say we bought like a Maserati or something like that, or like a Ferrari or something, yeah. And he's a Golf GTI in it. Like that's the reality in it. Like you can buy a Golf GTI, it's still a good car, but when you pay 78, 800 bucks for it, you get me. You got the car, it's all right, but you overpaid for it in it. That's just how I feel in it.
I don't know if y'all have it over there. We had this thing called the 300C. The Chrysler 300C.
Oh yeah. Right? The little poor man,
right?
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you got that brother in the hood who come through, put the Rolls Royce grill on it.
Yeah, of course.
Thinking that he can scam people. It ain't no. That's a Chrysler, homie. We
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what that is.
giving
We
him
know
In
the
the
what's
UK,
that.
Eddie, in the UK, they put Bentley badges on the wheels of the
You
steering wheel.
see, that's what we dealing with
No,
here.
but bro, your point, yeah.
Ugly, nasty work, man.
We're giving him
Nasty
the
work.
number 9, yeah, hoping that he's gonna do something. That's what it
And
is.
y'all killed Martial. And tell the truth.
Martial deserved
Martial
it, and then he got it ripped off him.
Deserved it. Y'all killed Martial. That's
Yeah,
the craziest
He
shit,
deserved
man.
the 9.
They took
And
it off him.
so anyone can get it. Listen, yo, if we get Tony, take that 7 off Mount and give it to Tony. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, trust me.
Tony wears 17. 17 is still the same, bro. Still the same. I don't care.
I hear that. Trust. Large up everyone that is tapped in. Continue to get your questions in. We're gonna close out in like the next 20 minutes or so, people. As well, we talked about MAZRAOI, talked about Wan-Bissaka, who looks to be out on his move out. Obviously, Højlund as well getting the 9 shirt, which is crazy. Ivan Toney as well, potentially. Yes, Sanch, of course. Given Mount the 7 was a disgrace. Absolute goddamn-lutely it was. And
Industry plan.
I've been saying people are in for a rude awakening, and I hear you, Z, and others have mentioned about spending the money elsewhere. We need everything. We need a striker. But I don't think people realize how bad our attack is. Not only do we need a striker, we need a winger as well. Like, we need a striker, we need a winger. We need 2 central midfielders. Like, let's not overlook
wingers
that.
were all right, you know. I feel like we're all right wingers, you know. You know what I'm saying?
Again,
I hear you, but you know why? Because I feel like it's a weird conversation, isn't it? Because like right now, if we all have the squad, we're probably going to utilize it differently to what.
That's the point that I'm making.
So for me,
Leon, we don't have the manager to cut you off. We don't have the manager to cover up for the deficiencies. No, not even that. We don't have the manager to cover up the deficiencies and the weaknesses of the players. Then we don't have the players to cover up for the deficiency and the weaknesses of the manager. If we had a manager who I had faith in to put in a bad boy system and cover up the weaknesses and get the most out of players, I'd be like, all right, cool. Having not having the best individual players will help. And it also on the flip side as well. If we had players who are just of individual quality, are just going to go out there and ball out despite the manager, is good. I keep saying this. Who's scoring our goals?
This is where when it comes to the wingers and that, I'm not that concerned, to be honest with you, because here's what I predict for the season, right? Yeah, the first 6 months is going to be painful because there's no way, there's no way in hell,
Man said only the first 6 months, yo.
The first 6 months, because he's going to get sacked by Christmas. That's my opinion. Because if he carries on the same way he does, like, do you know what I'm saying? They're writings on the wall. Come on, people. They've renegotiated the deal. I would love to know the details of that deal, but I know for a fact that the clause to get him out will be way less money. They definitely put that in there. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it was like 9 million to get rid of him. They've probably half that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because they're quite smart in us. They're saving like £1 million here and there, 500k here and there. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like Rude is the replacement if he goes, because obviously Rude's like, I don't know about this whole like bringing him in because they knew he was going to be in the money. I don't know, but I just know that he's credible enough to take United for 6 months if it all fails. Because of the way the structure is, Radcliffe and the Glazers, the team, Ten Hag, and then his thing. Like when I was saying earlier with Maguire, if you're not good enough, you'll get found out. It's the same thing with the manager. If all the cogs are working, we brought all the players in, they're all improving on the pitch. So we're seeing improvement from the attacking coach, midfield coach, goalkeeping coach, blah, blah, blah. Rude's doing his part. But then the selection's off. Spotlight's on you, my brother. Do you know what I mean? Like straight away. So I feel like when it comes to the wingers, because I know you were talking about that, he has to understand that it's all about interchange when we attack. We have to interchange. Yeah. United fans are very fixated on this guy plays striker, this guy plays left winger, this guy plays right, this guy plays 10. If you want to get the best out of this young team, you play smart players together. You play Zertsky. You don't play him with Garnacho and Rashford. You do not do that combination. Worst combination you can do. You play Zertsky, you play Sancho and Ahmad, or you play a Rashford. You play one idiot with the 2 good guys. That's my rule, innit? Flawless. You know my rule, innit?
Yeah,
one idiot.
Too
smart, one idiot.
That's Eddie's hymn sheet. That.
Yeah, 2 smarts, 1 idiot. You can get away with that. Do you know what I mean? But what you do is you coach the players to interchange. Now, this is now Rashford's got a little bit of that, but really Zertsky, Sancho, Ahmad, they're the guys who will read each other. They won't stay in the same position. If one floats, and I've seen Zertsky pull players out to the left-hand side, I've seen Sancho drift into the middle. I've seen Ahmad drift with players. You need to play interchange, and that's where your goals are going to come, because if you play the smart players, they will know the space to occupy. And like I was saying to you earlier, there'll be 2 chess moves ahead, knowing in a couple of passes the ball's going to end up around this area and be able to slot it in home. Done are the days now, Ten Hag, if you want to survive, where we're trying to do this, what do we say? Cross and inshallah. That's what was busting joke about last season, isn't it? Like that ball there, my brother. Good luck with that. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you ain't even got Mitrovic to save you in there. You couldn't actually get on the end, or Calvert-Lewin. So that's what it has to be for us. I believe the goals will come from interchange. Each player will get between 5 and 10 goals this season, I think, if you play it right. If you don't, the spotlight will be on you and you'll be out the door. That's what I believe. Do you know what I mean? But
see, in the ideal world, I hear that. I just don't know where any of us, if any of us will do that. I see people making excuses for the manager already because of the Euro injury. I've already seen
again, this is the joke, man. This is the joke.
I see it already, man. Go ahead, Eddie.
This is the joke. This is the joke. I'm not gonna lie. We got Forrest Gump managing us, bruh. The thing with Forrest Gump is he don't know what the hell he doing, but sometimes it works, and it makes a good story.
Yeah.
This is what this manager's on.
Yeah.
People, if we come out here with Garnacho on the right, Rashford on the left in the first game of the season, you already know where we're headed.
But Eddie, the thing is,
to hell,
I think that's
to hell.
Oh, we on the highway to hell. David, it's the low way to hell. But what I'm saying is that will be the starting. I'm telling you right now. You know what I'm saying?
But again, he has. But the best part that we said, Leon said, I said it like, yo, he got nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
You people making up excuses.
People make excuses because you know what it will be? It'll be injuries, because injuries we know will happen because it's not
right.
FIFA.
No. We know that.
We know that. So like I've already seen it with Euro because Euro's injured, and we know other players are gonna get injured as well, and then that'll be there. Like, but yeah, carry on, Eddie.
But that's why I believe as well. Sorry, Eddie. That's why I believe as well. They'll sign the key players in the spine of the team that they need to, because then he can't come up with that. You can't start saying. You can't say you've got a decent centre back in De Ligt. You've got Martinez. You've even got Johnny Evans, who we know can do 6 or 7 out of 10 every week. Yeah, obviously he's not your ideal, but you know he can play within a system. Don't tell me Johnny Evans can't play in the right system. He can. Do you know what I mean? With a partner with him.
Oh, and here's another one because I watched something
you put Mino,
Leon.
I was going to say you put Mino with somebody else and you hand Zertsky and a couple of wingers. You can't turn around and go, yeah, we didn't get the result. I know I had all their ManDem, like 9 or 10, but my left back wasn't performing, so I can't get a result. No.
Oh, that'll be, man. Shaw's injured.
Don't tell me Sancho, Xerxes, and Ahmad cannot play together. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that at all. People, they're too talented for it not to work, for them not to score goals. For them, honestly, because when Garnacho and Rashford lose the ball, they don't put us in a great predicament when we have to go ahead and defend. These guys know how to keep possession. And the best way to defend is to keep the ball most of the time. Not open yourself up to counterattacks every time you fucking blink because one of these guys has tripped over the goddamn football when he's meant to dribble. It's that simple. And so when people talk about runners, they talk about tryhards, they're not talking about football. They're talking about the Olympics. Again, if you want to watch that shit, go watch my Kenyans put it down for the gold medal. Get your Jamaicans in there, the Eritreans, out to my Habesha women. I see y'all out there too. That's what we're here for. We're not here. We're here for football. That's like that, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Eddie, bro. Obviously, Eddie, Leon, Flunis, you would know this a lot more than me, but prime Barcelona, yeah. Let's just say Pep's Barcelona. That's a team that kept the ball. We associate that team for keeping the ball. They're good on it. When have you ever seen them get pressed mad high and they crumble? Has that ever happened? I don't know if it's happened. That's what I'm asking.
Very, very, very rarely because the thing is, if you keep the ball well, like people are saying Diallo, Sancho, Xerxes can't work. It can, but it has to be in the correct system. If you're playing possession-based football, can it work? Yes. Now, if you're trying to play transition ball and try to counter-attack, we've seen it with England, like with Foden, Bellingham, Kane, Saka. Can that front four work? Yes. Can it work in the way that Southgate was playing it? No, because he's
Nope.
trying to play it in transition. They're all ball to feet players. One thing about Xerxes, Sancho, Diallo, they're all ball to feet players. So if you want to play possession based football with those three, yes, you can do it. However, we know unless Ten Hag changes, he ain't trying to play that. So will it die a horrible death? Yes. But then even if you put the runners out there, let's say you add Rashford in there, add a Garnacho in there, I don't think it looks that much better because of the quality of said players.
And also as well, you have to play the right three behind them as well.
Yes, that is important.
You have to play Maino with somebody that complements Maino, and then you can play a one idiot. Do you know what I mean? Because we know for a fact Bruno is going to live and die on that Bruno hill. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing. That's the fucked up part.
You can play Bruno, but you have to play him with two other players that are smart in it. Because if Xerxes, Sancho, or Ahmad occupy that 10 space, yeah, Bruno then has to play a more chilled. He has to play the right game now. Because if not, he's going to look like an idiot stood next to Ahmad or Xerxes telling them to move somewhere when they don't need to move. Do you know what I mean? They're in the right position. He's like, move, I want to stand here. No, how about you F off over there? Yeah. Or go deep. Do you know what I'm saying? That would pause. And do you know what I'm saying? And actually play the midfield properly. Because me, in my opinion, yeah, flawless start. Me, in my opinion, yeah, we have to play. I'm sick of playing 4-2-3-1. I don't think it complements our team playing 4-2-3-1. We have to play three midfielders and three attackers. I've been crying out for that for ages, you know, because that straight away, like Eddie was, I'll let you come in, Eddie, when that stops the whole Bruno. Like Bruno just gets in the way sometimes. Like he just shows up in areas and then he starts telling you where to go. And it's like, no, I'm the left winger. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm the right winger. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So
it's a lack of accountability on his end. It's Ten Hag's fault as well. It's the fans' fault for gassing up scrubs. All of that is a perfect mixture for what we see from Bruno now. Bruno is the enemy of progress, people. The sooner we get to that common understanding as a fan base, the sooner we'll actually level up as a team. When you have a brother who operates on his own frequency in a team sport, you're asking for trouble. If he does that, he better be fucking good. There's only so many players who've ever played world football that operate on their own accord from what the team is doing, and the team is totally okay with that.
Yeah. If you have a certain player, yeah.
They just, by the way they naturally play football, they put the entire team in a better chance to win. Sometimes the coach says, you know what? Do you, but I'll worry about everybody else. You do what makes you special. Bruno's not that type of footballer. And so when we talk about Xerxes, Ahmad, and Sancho playing together, and the system that Flawless has put up in the Bruno point, that's the issue. And I didn't even talk about Ten Hag. Right? So it's very vital that by the time we start playing football matches that matter, we can see some semblance of a structure out there that leads us to success. If not, it's going to be the same shit. And from what I'm hearing about that Arsenal match, it was good for 15 minutes.
And that's it. It's gonna be the same. This is why I'm not optimistic. This is why I'm dreading the season coming up. Because I think it's gonna be the same thing. Because as I keep talking about with it, I'm like, all right, Ineos have done great things. Yes, I agree with most of what they've done. They've surprised me, and I've been pleasantly surprised. But never mind, I've not even mentioned the defensive frailties, and I keep asking and continue to ask, where are our goals coming from? Who's creating for us? We don't create at a high level, and we don't score goals at a high level. Nobody is coming to this team that I think is going to transform that. Do I think Xerxes will add to that? Yes. How many minutes does Xerxes get? I don't think Xerxes, with Højlund, I thought Xerxes was going to start. With Højlund getting a 9, that changed my opinion on that. But I don't think Højlund's getting a 9 to sit on the bench, personally. That's just me. And then even if Xerxes out there, you got Rashford and Garnacho as beside you, who are foils for nobody. Who do they improve? Who do Rashford and Garnacho improve as like, whether it's the 10, whether it's the striker, whether it's the fullback? Yeah, go on, Nero. Go on, G.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, with the Ruud van Nistelrooy and the Rene Hack guy, I just want to know, what's the input? How much power are they given? How much power are they allowed to have? How much input? How much say? Are they picking lineups? That's what I want to know.
No. So for me, it's like.
And let me get to something. Hold up, wait, because we gonna kill this. We gonna kill this dead. Hold up, 1 second. Because Love Rain says Bruno is a scrub. LOL, every game Bruno missed, we lost. How many games have we lost with him? We lost 17 league games last season, I believe.
Bro, we lost 7-0 with him there, bro.
Yes, we've lost 6-3 with him, 7-0 with him. Did we not
bro, he was trying to come off the pitch. I'll never forget. Bro.
Did we not finish
6-1 to Tottenham, Flawless?
Yes, 6-1 to Tottenham. Like, let's
not
do this.
Yeah, but even take that to one side, yeah.
Games. I just had to clear that.
Even take that to one side, yeah. Even if we won every game with Bruno, but we played stinky, and we lost every game and played well, I'd still have him up. So how about that one? Do you know what I mean? So there's a way to win and there's a way to lose.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Nero, great question, man. Do you know what I mean? Wicked question about the Rude thing. For me, it's very, very simple, yeah. Rude can kick back. When you know what you bring to the table and you know what kind of philosophy and kind of visionary that you are, yeah, you don't have to worry about the people that are, I don't know, your bosses or the people in a higher position in that case, yeah. Because, for example, yeah, Rude knows that they have that saying in life, born alone, die alone in it. So whatever scenario that you go into, yeah, you go in, do you know what I'm saying? You go in as yourself in it. Like you don't expect anything from other people. So of course he's going to try and have the best relationship with Ten Hag. If he doesn't rate what Ten Hag's doing, he doesn't need to stand up and start saying, like, he can have his opinion. But if Ten Hag goes, no, stubborn in that, yeah, Rude can still build a relationship with the players, coach them the way that he wants. Do you know what I'm saying? Be a brilliant manager with them, and that will hold more weight than him having to try and fight for lineups and stuff like that, because these men are going to relate to Rude way more than they are Ten Hag. Full stop. First of all, they're going to have the way that they're going to have conversations with him because of what he's done in the game, and then what he's continued to do as a manager is completely different. Do you think I would get on with Ten Hag? You don't know me. Do you think I would get on with Ten Hag? I hate, brother. I call things when I was in workplace, I used to call it out, you know, like disciplinarians and stuff like that, when they try and shake me in front of everyone. If I was Sancho, yeah, I wouldn't be coming back. Do you know what I'm saying? I would not be. I'd be waiting for a man outside the gate, innit? Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be coming back.
100%, man.
Outside or Ten Hag's wheels of his car wouldn't be there no more. Trust me, or he'd be getting knocked off the bike or something in Manchester. Trust me, it's not happening. But with Rude, the way that I just feel like he's got nothing to lose here. I feel like the players are going to warm to him. I think they're going to rate him. I think they're going to take a lot from him. And I feel like you can have a lot of different conversations away from the manager and have an impact. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think Ineos will probably see that and know that as well. So that's what I think.
If that's the route, then cool. I want to know also, because I just need to know the dynamics of it, the power. Because I want to know, is he involved in picking players as well? Is he? Because obviously I know how these things work. How these men, they have a list, they have a profile and everything. They may sit down or show the manager, out of these targets, which one do you like? They normally get priority, and he still has the veto in his contract. So I don't know if that really matters.
What do you mean when it comes to selection or bringing players in?
When it comes to selection,
I think with selection it's simple. If you turn around, if I'm chatting to Ten Hag and I go, look, this is the lineup that I would play because these complement each other, and I feel like we'll be able to do this in this game. So if I said, yeah, Ahmad Sancho and Zertsky, and I said, yo, you can play Højlund, but sometimes play him on the right-hand side because it will actually build his confidence up to be able to run the channels a bit more. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, play interchange. You need to be playing Cobby with someone that complements him. You can't be playing this centre-back partnership, blah, 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 and that kind of thing. And I say, look, that's going to result in this. Then the manager goes against me, and then finally listens to me. I'm going to say, well, do you know what I mean? No disrespect, bro, but I was telling you. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has that different weight of, like, you kind of put your opinion across, but ultimately Ten Hag is the captain of the ship. Do you know what I'm saying? If he wants to crash into the rocks, he gonna crash into the rocks. What'd you say, Andy?
And you know what? He'll crash before Eddie goes. He gonna crash into the rocks, and then the fans will blame the rocks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What happened, man?
You don't do that. You don't do that bullshit. As the captain, get your life vest.
No, he's under pressure.
Make sure you got the homeboys on. Hey, yo, this dude is out of it. You feel me? So get your life vest on too. So when this shit sinks, we'll float. I'm petty. I'm vindictive when I want to be. So if I'm rude, he don't listen to me one time. Just like this.
Yeah. If you're not listening, just like you want to do it your way,
the 17 L's plus the 3 L's in the Champions League. You want to do it your way? Go on, boss. Yeah.
Cool.
10 hard seasons.
Bruno played in all of them games. When we went out of the Champions League group in embarrassing fashion, Bruno played in all of them. 16 of our 17 L's in the Premier League, he played in all of 16 of the 17 games. But
all of them, bro.
And he don't get subbed off. He don't get subbed off as well, you know. People need to understand. He's there. All proof. He's there, bro. He's there. And man still that Bruno conversation, I'm tired of it.
Normally I ignore it, but I was like, I seen that and I was like, the one game. Ain't no agenda, man. We stating facts. Did he or did he not play in them games, Lovren? I've stated
the captain, your beloved captain.
He played in those
games. Has been a part of some of the worst finishes in the Premier League for Manchester United.
No, Eddie.
100-year history.
The
worst. Oh,
the worst.
I shortchanged him. My bad. He's
the
super talented. The worst. The worst. Let me not.
He's been a part of our two worst ever Premier League campaigns. He's been a part of. But hey, we move.
Come on, man.
You know
what does he want? The thing is, as well, it's like having a girl, and then she rolls with a certain type of girls. Like if you know girls, and they roll with certain different groups, and that they might have the work colleagues. They might go to a brunch with certain friends. Yeah, they might go to a brunch with someone who's a bit of an attention seeker. Like I know the promoter, and we're going to get us on this table. But there might be a proper thing like your gal who's not really on that, but she's kind of easily influenced. Not to do badness, but to be around. She's too nice to be like, nah, I don't think we should do that. We should just do our own thing. So it's like, you just kind of let them make the mistakes, innit? So when it comes to Rudy, you can just be like, well, I've told you, like, I could say that if you go with them lot, you're probably going to end up ringing me early and being annoyed and want to leave the night, innit? Do you know what I mean? So do you know what I'm saying? And then you just leave 10 hard, like, yo, if you do that, it's like saying, if you take that player off, we're going to lose control in midfield. And then fast forward, the game ends, and the post match reporters are asking you. So when you took Thingy off, you lost control in the game. You're like, lost control in the game. You're thinking, shit, should have listened to Rude. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Because he took off. Remember, he took off Casemiro, and he said he wanted more football. Don't forget these things. I never forget these things, you know.
But we should
play Casemiro.
It's one of them situations, right? With Casemiro. You saw this dude play with two of the greatest passers the game has ever seen. And you think he's the DM.
Yeah.
He's just the cover. He's security, bro.
Yeah, he's
Tony Cruz is playing the back line.
Yeah, he's security.
Right. Modric is up top. He's doing the dirty work. And then y'all are shocked when he can't play 6. Like, y'all don't watch football, analyze football.
No, he can't. He misprofiles players all the time. So I don't look at like he knows what he's doing. He came here at the end of the day.
I'm talking about like people who just say Casemiro's cooked, and I'm like, he's not cooked.
He still has quality.
He's not cooked. Not at all.
But at the end of the day, we look at Ten Hag, and everyone knows it's the style. It's the style of play, because Mourinho was winning trophies. If you want to say it like that, Mourinho was winning trophies. Everyone wants a style of play. We look at City. City have a style of play. A distinct style of play. And like, the style of play is important because that's their brand. Man City, we know that, their thing is, ball. Their thing is, we're popping you off the pitch, and you can't get the ball from us. Same thing with Barcelona back in the day. Their thing was ball. Their thing was even Liverpool now, under Klopp, their thing was the high press, the energy thing. Even with the Red Bull teams, Leipzig, Salzburg, their thing is the high press thing. But with Ten Hag, he's come here, and like I said, we all know he hasn't done what we wanted to see. He hasn't brought a style of play. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot, because one game, minimum. I'm asking for the bare minimum. When you load up Football Manager, one of the first things you do is, cool, I'm looking at the players. Fuck it, I'm playing a counter-attacking system.
You figure out.
You pick something. The brother's doing this wishy-washy thing, man. Next game we're playing like a whole different team. And then the fact that he was saying, you will never find the Ajax football here because that's not like what I came here to do.
Players. And I don't have the players.
But then, bro, he's saying you don't have the players. Nana, he's trying to bring in the lit. He's trying to bring in Mazraoui. We just need the other centre back that played next to fucking
you got Martinez. Yeah, you got Martinez as well. Who's his,
you got Martinez.
Yeah,
Anthony.
We bring
Donny
in
van der Beek.
Donny van der Beek was, you know Donny van der Beek. The one I really want to know what happened there, because he said, and it's there. People Google it. He said that Donny van der Beek not playing at Man United under Ole, he called it a mortal sin. That's his words. Go Google it, people. I'm not lying. He said it was a mortal sin that Donny van der Beek was not playing under Ole. And what happened? He doesn't play him. And look where
I'm looking it up right now.
Bro, Donny's going to Girona, bro, and that's a good level team, technical team under a good coach. He's playing UCL football. Don't be surprised if the brother starts balling out, because that's what happens when players leave Man United. They go and do that.
Nero, you know the other thing as well is like you can scream and shout all the excuses that you want. Haven't got the players that you want. Can't play the Ajax ball and stuff like that. And then it's like, okay, cool. You just played Luton and they had a style of play.
Luton had a
and it's like, oh no, I don't have the quality or I don't have the profiles that I want. Well, I watch Van Gaal come in here and play Tyler Black.
You know that they got relegated and we only scored 5 more goals than them.
Every team we played against this season, even lower in the team, they had like
5 more goals. Yeah, 5 more goals than Luton Town. Yeah,
they were bopping us. They were bopping us in the game.
Yo, Luton moved us because
Eddie just see it. Eddie, did you just find the quote?
When you what's he's found it. When you're the worst thing as well is one of the worst things is playing the lone six and then coming out and saying you don't know you played well for 10 minutes and stuff like that. It's like, how basic can you be that you allow other managers who are supposed to be lesser quality of you with lesser squads, and then they turn around and they're probably sat there with their tactics 2 days before and they go, right, boss, how are we going to win this game against United? And they go, well, we know that idiot's going to play a lone six, so let's just play more in the midfield. Do you know what I mean? We know he's going to play a lone six. Yeah, we know he's going to play a lone six, so even if we haven't got the quality, he's going to make it easy for us.
Don't be playing this lone six, with the he tried to play Mason Mount and Bruno and Casemiro as the lone six.
Yeah, he tried that.
That's nasty work.
Them man live in the opposition box. What did you think was going to happen?
That's nasty work.
And you know what? Even he, as bad as he was last season, even he figured out after 2 games, like, this can't work. But that's a whole different conversation. But we're going to close out, people. Big up to everyone that is indeed locked in. Big up Eddie. Big up Leon, the young G. Nero.
Did you find the quote?
You're going to see here often. No. Eddie did see the quote. He did.
No, you Google the shit. You know how sometimes you got to click the link to see it. Literally highlights it on Google. It'll highlight it on Google. He called it a mortal sin. Hey, man, this man going to hell. He going to football hell. We will be there. We will be there. We will be there. Can't wait.
Big up to everyone that is locked in. You get this show every Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. UK time. You already know the vibes. Like I said, big up Eddie, big up Leon, big up the young G Nero. They'll see Nero on here more often, definitely, without doubt. Redirecting over to Rants. I'm going live on Rants' channel right now with Rants. And then also as well, people, Olympics, Brazil, Germany. I'm going to do that game 8 p.m. UK time over on the playback. Obviously, Olympics, the basketball in the Olympics. Yeah, nephew, probably clubs tonight as well. I shout all you, man, as well. I didn't go back on yesterday because I fell asleep. I was knackered. But yeah, we definitely going to run clubs on the playback. But yes, like I say, Brazil versus Germany, Paris Olympics, basketball, second group game for both sides. So we will be watching that. So get over to the playback. And like I said, we're going to redirect over to Rants' channel right now as well. But again, big up the ManDem. Thoroughly enjoy these shows as well. Keep on the road.
Man, because the football's washed, isn't it, in the Olympics? I need to watch
that's what it is. But hey, large up to everyone in the chat. Good to see different opinions in the chat. Shout out to you all as well, because you are respectful. So big up. Love to all the members, all the moderators, everyone who's super chatted, all the regulars, new people, etc. Big up my guy Tony. Hopefully he's back about. I'm going to message him. I need to chat to him. I want to hear his thoughts on Arsenal. Are the stars aligning for them this season? But love to everyone.
Tell Tony.
He's in the chat. Go on.
Yeah, hey Tony. Make sure when you hang up that California poster, you have some it's on like tape. Make it light tape. Don't make it the duct tape that's gonna be hard to rip off once you get frustrated with him. you know, because he'll be doing more modeling services than actual football. But
That's
just
hilarious.
be chill, brother, be chill.
Big up Tony. Make sure you subscribe to Unleash Sports. Big up Z as well. And this has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Thank you very much for tuning in.